So now that we have our three blocks connected and they aren't able to move because this block is grounded and these two blocks are stuck to it, a little bit trickier part is getting the other three blocks to it because they're not really in the same direction as what we need them to be in. We're going to start with our cube with a hole, and it needs to belong right on top of this block. And in order to move it around, because it needs to flip so that the hole is at the top of the cube, we're going to go to Constrain, and we're going to use Mate and Flush once again, but this time we are going to mate the top of this cube to the bottom of this cube. Now make sure that the little arrow comes out of this part. You don't want to click on this cube when you see the green dot, and you don't want to click on a corner or an edge. So make sure that you see the little arrow and you can click and click Apply. We're going to flush this twice, the same as we did the three cubes. And we're going to flush front side to front side and apply. And this part is new. You're going to flush the right view side to the right view side here. But before we click Apply, we need to offset this by 1 inch. So I'm going to type 1. And notice that it pushes the top cube back 1 inch. So we know that our cubes were 1 inch by 1 inch. And so offsetting this flush by 1 inch places this cube in the exact spot that we need it to be. I'm going to click Apply. And let's do our triangle next. We need to mate the side of this cube to either triangle part of this triangle piece. We don't want to do the square part on here. We want to flush it to, or I'm sorry, we want to mate it to the triangle part. Click Apply, and we need to turn this piece around as well. If we were to flush top side to top side, it wouldn't be in the correct position. So we're going to actually flush this to this side. And when I click this button, it will flip that triangle piece in the direction that we need it to go. Click Apply, and then we can click on the corner of our navigation cube, and so we can see the bottom side in which we need to flush as well. And we're going to click Apply there. The cylinder is next, and it's probably the trickiest of all of the blocks to do because so far we've been using Mate as our type. We are going to change it now, and we're going to use Tangent. And if you can't remember the word tangent, just look at the picture, and it's the one that has a little circle on it. So we're going to click on Tangent, and for our solution, we need to mate and flush once again, but when you hover over this, it says outside and inside. Outside is just a fancy way of saying mate, and inside is a fancy way of saying flush. So I'm going to click on outside, and I want to mate the outside of my curved edge to the flat side of my first cube. Bring it back to home view, and I'm going to click Apply. The reason we use Tangent instead of Mate for this is because there's a curved edge involved. Using Mate is when you have two flat sides. Now, we need to actually flip this cylinder on end. And so we are going to change it to Mate, and we're going to use the solution of flush in order to flush this side with this side. So our top sides are now even, they're flush. I'm going to click apply, and notice we need to bring this cylinder up a little ways. So I'm going to go back into tangent, and I'm going to choose inside as my solution. That way I can flush the outside of my cylinder to the outside of the nearest piece, which it needs to be flushed with, and I can click apply. When you have this, your piece is completed. Everything should be locked into place, and you can go to File, Save As, find your GTT folder. It should be in your Y drive, and you can call this Orthoblock Assembly 1.